Windows Server 2019 System Administration. Welcome back everybody. I'm Prakash Pradhan, your trainer for this entire series. In today's topic, we are going to have a discussion or a bit practical implementation of implementing your network drive. That means mapping a network drive via group policy. The best, the advantage or so-called the benefit of using this network map drive is that every user, every client can have access over the network resources as if the folder or the file is being actually located in their own drive. So it's a kind of virtual drive. It creates the network map drive. So there are two ways to implement this network map drive. Number one, it can be set as a on the individual basis. That means let's say there is a one client operating system over here. It's a part of my domain. So over here, if I show you that this computer is a member of the domain controller. Now, if there is any file or the folder that's been shared from the server side, so this client need to access it via UNC. Everybody knows that. That means we are going to write the UNC path. Okay, let's say this is the path, and it's going to show you all the shared resources. Let's say over here I have shared one folder called a map. Okay, now there's another one way to check in the server that whether any resources are being shared to the client or not from the command prompt. Okay, that's a simple command. We can hit net share and definitely it's going to show you all the share folders. That means all the resources that's been shared to the network client. So over here I've created one folder called map. Now if you want to see the properties, okay, the permission that's been shared to this folder, it's actually shared to the particular users over here. So let's see, I have created one folder so that the client can use that one. Okay, let's see, there is a folder over here. The name is map, as you can see over here. This is a simply shared folder. If I show you the permission over here, okay, if I take you over here in the sharing, this folder is shared to two users. Number one is Vaibhav and second one is the finance one. Okay, they have given with the full permission. That means whenever the client in the network, in your client server architecture, anytime the client wanted to have access over those folders, so he or she has to go through the UNC path. Okay, now every time client may not find convenient to access any network resources, the same folder using the UNC path. So there's another one way, best way to access the network shared folder. That's your mapping or network drive. So in order to map on network drive, the advantage of sharing any kind of resources using the network drive is that you can simply create a network shared folder map over here. I'm going to remove it. It was created previously for some other purpose. So see, there is no folder. Now that folder, in order to access it, as I told you, the user has to go through the UNC path only. This is the only way. So the folder is over here. So whatever permission is assigned as per the client, so the client can access this folder. But user might find uncomfortable sometimes. So there are two ways, as I said. Number one, client can create a network drive map actually. So right click, map network drive. Now, when you do this one, mapping a network drive, you'll have to write the full path. So let's say IP of that computer or the name. You can give anything. And the name of that folder. Okay, so reconnect and log on so that it can be used all the time. So if I click finish, it's going to set a connection between the client and the server and it's going to create a network drive map. Now see, now it will show you over here. It is done. But what if you are having, let's say 200 or 500 or 1000 of the clients? So you are not going to the individual basis to help your client, or client may not know how to map this network drive. So in that case, there is an option that we can deploy this network map drive via group policy also. Now let's try once that whether this network share folder, okay, that we created just now, map network drive, it is functioning properly or not. Okay, so let's create one file over here and make sure that it is uploaded or updated in your server as well. Let's say test. Okay, this is one file I have added from the client side, mapping a network drive. If I go to that folder, see, congratulations, it's done. Successfully it's done. But the most important part over here is that you cannot expect your client to have the knowledge of mapping a network drive. or the client might find some sort of uncomfortable environment for the client, because all the client, they may not be IT literate. So whenever you say you go to the run, use the quack quack UNC path, you give a folder name, IP, they might find uncomfortable. So in that case, the best option is that we can map this network drive actually via group policy. That is the best practice. So I'm going to remove it. Now I'm going to show you the steps how to, deploy via group policy your network drive mapped one. So for that requirement, as we have already seen, one folder has to be shared. Okay, whatever permission that you are giving, it is up to you. So let's go to our group policy management, and we are going to deploy it in a lab environment. So that's why I'm going to link it to my default domain controllers policy. Okay, but in your environment there might be specific OU. Inside OU there might be particular users, so to them only you are going to deploy this network map drive over here in order to access the resources. But here, since we're in a lab environment, so I'm going to create and link it over here. So let's give a name. Let's say map drive. Okay, you can give any name as per your need. Now I'm going to create a policy over here. That means I'm going to edit this policy so that all the clients, those are the member of this domain, can have network map drive automatically, so that client don't have to go to the UNC path. They can find that as if the file is located in their local computer, they can have access and they can perform their daily tasks. Now don't forget, this network map drive, we are not going to perform on the basis of the computer. We are going to perform on the basis of the user. Now in order to access or deploy the policy of your group policy for your network map drive, you'll have to go to the user configuration, preference, Windows settings, and then you find over here map drive. Okay, it's simple. Now then right click over here, new, and map drive. So after that it will open this window. What would you like to do? Are you going to update? No, we are going to create one network map drive. Now you need to give the location. So let's say the location, I'm going to give the full IP address over here, 168.1.9. okay, this 50.50 is our IP address, and the name of that folder is map. Okay, now reconnect, of course, this one, and after that you can see show this drive and show all drives. Let's click this one. Okay, now after that we're going to select, as I said already, create and apply. Oh, sorry, it's asking you the drive letter over here. Drive letter, you need to choose any drive letter, so that whenever user login in that system, okay, now that particular user will find any drive letter that is actually mapped to your network drive. So let's click any one letter that you want, apply, and okay. Congratulations, it's successfully done. Now we are going to log in via domain user and we'll find that network drive is mapped successfully. So I'm going to log off this one for this time. So I'm going to log off and I'm going to re-log in. Okay, so let's log in over here, and I'm going to log in with the same user, and of course I'm going to log in via other user also, so that it can show that network map drive is done. See, it is not displayed. That means what we have to do, we'll have to update the group policy. Okay, sorry. Let's update the group policy. It takes time to take effect, so that's why. Okay, it's updated now successfully. Okay, now it's asking you to log off once again. Okay, no problem. Now if we log in, we'll find your drive is already mapped now. Okay, so I'm going to log in again using the same username and the password, and then it's going to show me that the drive is mapped actually. This is the easiest way to map your network drive for more than one user. Otherwise, individual basis, if you start mapping your drive, it's uncomfortable. See, it's done. But it's not only for this user. So let's try with the other user as well. Okay, so I do have another one user over here called a finance one. Okay, so let's try to log in user using another one user. Let's say finance one, and this user also should have the drive is mapped. That means for the same folder, it's been mapped to the multiple clients. See here, congratulations, it's successfully done. See, now if this user adds some of the content over here, let's say from finance 1. Okay, now if I go to the server, this is already updated. If I go to that drive or that folder where we shared just now, so let's see, and trust me, it's done. It's already updated over here. It's over here. See, finance, from the finance 1. So this way you can actually perform this network map drive via group policy, so that your client can find all the network resources in their my computer, so that they feel like as if that folder is already located in their drive itself. That means the logical volume itself. So I hope it was so easy. So if you find it fruitful, please do like and subscribe. Thank you.